Hello, and welcome to another Rang Rouge unit of the week. And today we're taking a look at the Focke-Wulf 189A-2. Focke-Wulf 189, otherwise known as Uhu or Eagle Owl, was a German reconnaissance slash light bomber aircraft which had a rather unique design of being a twin-engine, twin-boom aircraft, which gave it its rather unique appearance. It was a three-man reconnaissance aircraft with a rather light offensive and defensive armament of 8mm machine guns. You should primarily see service on the Eastern Front, with just under 900 being produced. Thanks to its rather unique design, it was actually a pretty survivable aircraft if you were engaged by enemy fighters, as it had a rather tight turn-in circle, so even though it couldn't really effectively fight enemy fighters, it could at least evade them for the time being. And in fact, the Soviets had a rather unique nickname for the Focke-Wulf 189. They called it the Rama, or frame, as due to the fact if you're looking at it from the ground, it kind of looks like a giant flying picture frame flying overhead, but this one has bombs. Later on in the war, a few Focke-Wulf 189s would be converted into night fighters due to the rather desperate need of shooting down Allied bombers. They would be equipped with radar equipment, as well as the rather unique Schrager Music 20mm cannon, which would essentially be mounted to face upwards behind the aircraft. The whole idea, you'd fly below an enemy bomber plane and just shoot right into the rather weak underbelly of said aircraft. In-game, the Focke-Wulf 189A-2 is a 65-point recon plane slash bomber, available to the German 14th Infantry and the Hungarian 1st Cavalry Division, and it has 4 weapons. So the weapon loadout is 4 50kg bombs, you have 2 light machine guns in front, as well as 2 turret rear-facing machine guns. The bombs are really the most interesting weapon, but there's not a whole lot to really talk about. They're small 50kg bombs, they're pretty much only good at dealing with soft targets, and in terms of your machine gun loadout, it's pretty pathetic. You're not really going to shoot down any planes if you get behind them, and you're not going to be able to shoot down any planes which get behind you. Up down to the miscellaneous stats, it goes 335 km an hour, high optics, good agility, and bad resilience. In battle, the Focke-Wulf 189 is one of the more expensive recon planes you can get for the Axis powers, but of course, the reason being for that is due to its high explosive bomb load. Now, the bomb load isn't all that powerful, it's only 200 kilograms worth of high explosives, but that's not too bad considering for the 65-point price mark, as you can still stress out enemy infantry targets and potentially kill lighter anti-tank guns in one fell bombing run. But of course, it is also a reconnaissance aircraft, that's really its primary role, you could argue. As a recon airplane, I think one of the most important aspects is speed, and the Focke-Wulf 189 is not the slowest recon aircraft, but it's definitely not the fastest either. It's a pretty good middle ground. You can potentially dodge anti-aircraft shots before you get shot down, giving you time to evacuate, but you don't want to get too aggressive with this aircraft over enemy lines. But the lovely thing is the combination of the recon and the bombs, because you can actually spot for yourself. You don't have to rely on ground targets or keep an eye on that strokey DP squad as they run away. You can just fly over the line, spot and blow them up easy peasy style, which is quite nice. In terms of availability, for both the 14th and Lovaas, you get 2 cards of Focke-Wulf 189s with an availability of 2 in A, 4 in B, and 8 in C phase. There's really no reason you'd want to take any of these in C phase, and arguably B phase too. This is definitely a plane, especially if most recon planes, you want to get out as soon as possible, while the enemy anti-aircraft net is pretty light. And honestly, this isn't a terrible plane if you want to do any cheesy bombing tactics, because you can get 2 of these for 130 points, and well, blow up enemy infantry transports before they can get to the front line. I don't think that would be super effective if they even get a single fighter plane out on the field. But overall, the Focke-Wulf 189 is a pretty damn decent aircraft. It definitely has a rather nice niche of being a recon bomber with a little bit more survivability and speed compared to biplane recon bombers. But of course, one of the issues is that they're only available, this plane, in 1st Lovass and 14th Infantry, which aren't exactly great decks. They've definitely been power creeped out of usefulness quite a bit. So yeah, you don't really see these planes being used all that often, which is a bit of a shame. Frankly, I think this is a very cool looking aircraft. But on that note, let's leave it off at that. So this has been another Rank Rouge Unit of the Week. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and usual, please just take it easy.